That's why I want you to go over it. When you go over it, it's better. It's not blurry no more.
I don't know how well you can you see even from here where you're
I think I'll have to be over there if you're going to be on that side.
I can move wherever, but
Okay.
let's start on his back. Yes. Okay. Ready?
Yeah.
Okay. Muscles that come from the middle of his back down to his shoulder, little triangle shape, trapezius muscles. He's got 3. So there's one that's right here, spinotrapezius. One that's over his shoulder is the acromotrapezius. And the one up here on his neck is the clavotrapezius. Okay. Over his shoulder, he has deltoids, 3 deltoids. Spinotrapezius is here. This one is your spinodeltoid. Acromotrapezius is there. This is your acromodeltoid. Clavotrapezius is here, and your clavodeltoid. Okay, on his arm, you've got tricep, tri for 3, so you've got long head, lateral head, it's right there. And then if you move the lateral head, that's the medial head. Also, when this is moved, there's a little muscle down here that kind of frames the corner of his elbow. That's called the aconius. This is your brachialis muscle. Okay, and then this one is your clavicobrachialis. Okay, if we come on down his arm, this muscle that's loose, it's brachioradialis. Okay, all of these muscles on the top are extensors. So this is your extensor carpi radialis longus. The next one is your extensor digitorum communis. Okay, your extensor carpi digitorum lateralis. Your extensor carpi ulnaris. The next one around, you should have one that there'd be a line right here. Those are flexors. So this is your flexor carpi ulnaris. You have your pronator teres, palmaris longus, and you have one more flexor on the inside, your flexor carpi radialis. Okay, on the inside of the arm, the superficial muscle that you can kind of see a dark line, epitrochlearis. Okay, if you move that aside, a deep muscle that's running down the front of his arm, that muscle is your bicep muscle. Okay, on his chest, superficial muscles, you can see a line that would be across here and across here. That's your pecto antebrachialis. There's a line right here, pectoralis major running up underneath your pecto antebrachialis. Okay. This is the bottom of your pectoralis minor. So from here to here, pectoralis minor. And then this one that would be connected here and on up is the xiphi humerales. Okay, if you go deep to those, this muscle right here is the subscapularis, so it's on the back of his scapula. This is your levator scapulae. There's a little line right here. This is your serratus ventralis or your serratus anterior. This is called the scalenus. Muscle right here is the transverse costarium. And up here you can see external intercostals. Okay. That is your rectus abdominis. Okay. And then over the surface, sometimes you can see a little bit of the fibers that are running this way, give you your external oblique. Okay. This muscle that's kind of on top comes to a little point right here. That's your latissimus dorsi. Deep shoulder muscles. If you pull that aside, you can kind of see the spine on the scapula right there. So this is your supraspinatus, and that's your infraspinatus. Okay. How this scapula is connected, this is your rhomboid. Takes the scapula to the middle of his back. And then this muscle running from the rhomboid is the rhomboid capitis. The one that's underneath is the splenius. One that we could get to right there. Okay. Back leg. this that would be attached to the sheet, the aponeurosis that would be over his knee, that's your tensor fasciae lata. Okay, this is the cauda femoralis, coming from his tail, running down toward his knee. And then this is the bicep femoris. If you move that fascia, you can see the vastus lateralis. Okay, and then along the back, this is your semitendinosus. Okay, if we pick these up, you can see back here, it's a nerve. That's your gluteus maximus, and up here is your gluteus medius.
Which one is Maximus?
This one.
Okay.
The smaller one in the cat is maximus, the larger one is the medius. Okay, we move him to inside. Superficial muscles, the one that is on his knee. This one is the sartorius. That one is the gracilis. Okay, move the sartorius. You have your vastus lateralis that's still here. This one is your rectus femoris. There's a line and a line. And then that one is your vastus medialis. And then up here, that is your iliopsis. Okay, if you move the gracilis, you have your semitendinosus again back here. This is all one muscle. That's your semimembranosus. This one is your adductor femoris. You have the adductor longus. And then down in there you would have your little pectineus. So semitendinosus, semimembranosus, adductor femoris, adductor longus, and then your pectineus. Okay, your lower leg, this one is your gastrocnemius. Right underneath it, a little thin muscle, this is soleus. Then you have your peroneus, your extensor digitorum longus, and then tibialis anterior down the front. Did I miss anything?
Did you do the one on the back?
Oh, it didn't do the back. Okay, so on his back, he's got one that's right along his spine. It's a different color. You can see there's a line right there.
Mm-hmm.
That is your multifida spinae. And then these, you have 1, 2, 3 longissimus dorsi.